This isn't nearly as bad as some of the other stories that have been posted, but at the time I nearly needed a change of shorts. When I was 17 I went off to university in a city on the other side of the country, and I'm housed in student apartments. Rather than a cinderblock maze like most places, these are 3-bedroom self-contained apartments built inside those sort of late 19th century townhouses. The kind where there's a basement flat below street level but with a 6 feet gap between the building and street and a walkway between the two on the ground floor. The windows for the basement flat are in this gap. Anyway, these things are a little bit out of the way of the university, and it's where they usually house most of the foreign exchange students, but somehow I end up living there in the basement with two much older foreign dudes that are rarely there and don't speak much English. It's the middle of winter and I've been in all afternoon. I haven't seen the other guys all day and didn't think they were in. It gets to about 6 p.m. I go from my room to the kitchen to make something to eat, and I hear voices coming from one dude's room. The window for this room is under that walkway I mentioned, so you can't see it from the street, and I think my flatmates must have gotten home and they're talking. Get food. Hear more talking and go back into my room, and I get a text from my flatmate asking if we have milk left or something like that, so I text him back wondering why he's texting me from across the hall. Turns out he's not in and our other flatmate is with him. Bricks are shat. I booked it out of there and called the police pronto. Eventually find out that the window under the walkway had been forced open and all my Spanish roommate's stuff had been stolen by someone who managed to squeeze through a 6-inch gap. This is in Scotland, so it's most likely heroin junkies. I found out a few days later from the senior resident that the exact same room had been broken into at the same time of year the year before. I slept with a knife duct taped to a broom handle for the next month. I used to frequently make the drive back from Sydney to Canberra in the wee hours of the morning, as there was little traffic aside from semi-trailers because Australia has failed to build a decent freight rail network. One night I am driving back in my little 4-cylinder Lancer and I remember thinking myself that there is no traffic at all and how weird that is. Well, a few minutes later, somewhere around Berrima, I come across this huge line of semi-trailers heading south. They were going well below the speed limit, so I pull in the overtaking lane and start passing them. After what felt like a couple of minutes of steadily overtaking all these huge semi-trailers in my tiny car, I pass the lead truck and, after deliberately leaving heaps of room, pull back into the left-hand lane. This truck then proceeds to speed up and tailgate me. Naturally, I speed up a little to try and increase the gap, but the truck matches me every time. Soon enough I am trying to keep my car above 140 kilometers per hour while this truck is sitting on my bumper bar. Every time I would make some distance I would hit a climb and the Lancer just couldn't maintain the speed. This seriously kept on for ages, me driving as fast as I dared and this truck staying right behind me. I had no idea that a semi-trailer had any chance of maintaining those kinds of speed over that kind of distance. The only reason it ended was because we reached the weighbridge and fixed speed cameras at Marulan, where the semi had to pull off to go through the weighbridge part. After that I didn't see the semi again. Scared the absolute shit out of me and I got home way earlier than expected.